Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Call. I don't know how these movies end up on my list, but it's on Amazon Prime right now. First, the bad news. 4.4 on IMDb, and over 2,000 people have rated it so far. So very low expectations. An hour and 37 minutes long, or something like that. Hour and 37 minutes, yep. The only person I recognize in it is Tobin, but it takes place in 1987, where it seems like a group of kids have an accident, and for some reason they end up at some couple's home. But the couple seems like they're bad, and some sinister things start to happen from that couple. I don't know. I could see that from Tobin. You know who he is if you've seen him. But it's a horror and a thriller, so I'll get into it here. Give it a better idea. Get a better idea of what it's about, and ultimately let you know what I think. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Call. Sorry, no check-ins. I was about to check in at the 47-minute mark, and it was really good up until that point. I didn't realize how much time had passed. I thought I had a good grasp of what was going on, but then it jumps right into the main stuff, I guess, the main plot. It's where the movie kind of shifts at the 47-minute mark. Essentially, our main character is Chris, and he comes to a new school. He meets Tanya, and Tanya has two other friends who happen to be brothers. Tanya looks like Sophia Bush. Funny. I knew it wasn't her, but I was like, is it her sister or something like that? Anyway, I digress. And evidently something had happened to Tanya's sister, and that couple's house, that's where they think they're involved somehow, some way. So they like to prank that house. That's the whole kind of beginning of the movie. They believe that the Cransons, I think is their names, are responsible for it, so they go and prank it and do that kind of stuff. And so, I thought maybe they were like in a car accident or something, like the flat tire, and so they had to go knock on the door and these people were bad. That's not how it is. There's kind of a little bit of a history between the group of friends and the couple that lives in the home, okay? And a lot happens, and I don't want to give you all the information, but so in the end, what happens is not in the end, but it progresses to a point where they are in the house, and it becomes a game. Like in other movies, it's a game for money. So they're in there, and they have an opportunity to win some money, each individually, and there's one thing that they have to do. So that's where you're like, okay, what's going to happen? When they try and do this thing, because it's not scary or thrilling at this point. That's just the whole build-up. And there's a lot more. I didn't spoil anything for you, but that gets you a better idea of, okay, now this is, and that's where 47 minutes get you. It's like, okay, now it's going to be like, what happens? What's going on here and all that stuff. And I won't tell you any more details after that, but, you got a nice build-up there. And like I said, for 47 minutes, I didn't realize how much time had passed, and I was like, oh, I should probably check in soon and let you guys know this piece, but it got right into it right there. So, the other piece that I'll tell you is the horror, scary stuff. It's not a gore film or anything like that. So, not so much jumpy either. It's more mind horror. Alright, scary. There you go. I'll just give you that, just in case, because I think that's helpful when you're thinking about considering watching a scary movie. What kind of scary is it? Because there are different versions, and you might not like those kinds of certain kinds of versions. So, there you go. No more details about that. So now let's just talk about the intangibles of the film. I don't know, the acting, whatever. The acting was fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I liked the plot. I liked what they did. I liked some of the what do you call it? The twists and turns throughout the movie. I found it interesting. The guy I mentioned, and when you realize it after I see it, Tobin, he's the guy from Saw. So he's in this. He's one of the Cransons, right? But all in all, I liked it. I don't know why it's a 4.4. I mean, the ending I don't know. You know what I mean? I guess, whatever. You know, you can't, not every film's the same, I'll say that. So, I thought that was okay. So, I mean, trying to think what not to like about it. I thought it was a good enough film. You know, I don't think it's a 4. Absolutely, 4 is like for really, really bad. I'm talking maybe a 6. You know, is what I think about it. Now, okay, something just flashed in my mind. It takes place in '87. I don't know why that was needed. I really don't know why they did that. Now, they have some costume, you know, some things, Walkman kind of stuff. Very little 80s stuff. In the beginning, there was a couple of songs that I didn't recognize because it wasn't like Poison or anything like that, or Def Leppard or whatever you heard in the 80s. But it sounded like an 80s song. So I like that aspect of it. But then it moved away from that. Like I said, when it gets into the meat of the film, the 80s doesn't matter. Except for the phones that they use. So it's a old, but even in the 80s, you still had to dial things, but they were using a rotary dialer. So there you go. There's another interesting part, and maybe you'll catch it. So, as I told you about the rotary dial, see if you see some flaw in the film that they talk about. I'd love to hear your comments if you watch this film and you see that. So I'm not going to give anything away, but I picked up on something, and I was like, come on. You know what I mean? 1987, you know what I mean, with the phones and whatever. So, for me, I thought it was pretty good. If you like these kinds of scary-ish movies that are mind-bending type scary, this one's good. It's not great. It's not over the top. It's definitely not a 4. It's more on the lines of 6, a subtle 6. How about that? That's what I'll give you. Okay? That's it. That's all I got for you. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully you do watch it if you like this kinds of movie, and you drop a comment for me, and you pick up on that one little faux pas, as I will call it. So let me know if you do. I appreciate it. And if you haven't already, obviously subscribe to my channel. That'd be great. But more importantly, thanks for tuning in, and continue to come back every time to Kimmel's Irish Pub.